Hey guys, so welcome to Team Alpha Omega Monday night Zoom meetings. We currently have 77 participants and growing. So if this is your first Zoom, congratulations. This is massive for you guys in your step to success. Reason being is because you get a major insight into the high figure earners in this business, and you truly get to mastermind. So if you guys have any questions and you guys are shy, pop them in the chat. We'll definitely get to them. And if you guys have any questions for anyone specifically, if you want to speak up, you can do that too. We're completely fine with it. Des is going to, take it away. But before we do, if you guys have any wins, please pop them in the chat and I'll read them out to you guys. Again, welcome and congratulations on a massive step of your business, a massive step of your lives. As you guys know, this business really truly changes lives. So if you're here, it's no mistake. If you're here to change the world, one person at a time. So I'm just going to go through the chat.
Some noise.
I have no noise. I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. That noise sounds off. Yeah, it's stressing me out. I don't know. Do you want to turn it off?
No.
The TV? That's the only thing that we have. Okay. Is it gone now?
Yeah.
Is that TV? Is the TV. Sorry, guys. It wasn't even loud. Sold my third trifecta. That's amazing. That's awesome. That's static. Gone. Yes, gone. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, Deso. We're going to give a little bit, one more minute for any more wins. So if you guys have any wins, pop them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to get ourselves started. Just wait a little bit. Whoop. We had a little cockroach just come on the table.
Where?
You feel behind. Alofa is a boss. Yes. Congratulations to Jessica Alofa for reaching 3A and Harry Jajaya for reaching 4A. I'm so happy. Oh my God, this is so exciting. I mean, just winning and leveling up is massive. Week 4 for us and so close to 3A. Wow, that's amazing. It's funny. I remember doing your coaching call, and so what did I tell you? What did I tell you? I told you. I see big things from you.
It was about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks ago. Yeah. And I remember I told you, I can see you at 3 in no time, girl. And I told you, I have really good vibes about people. Someone reached out to me, telling me how much my post had helped them with depression. That's really, really, really insightful, Brock. I'm so happy someone was able to resonate with your content. Newest member, Dama, reached 100 likes. Wow, woo! Without no likes campaign, that's a win. Congrats, Jessica. Congrats, Harry. I knew that girl would kill it in his business. Hell yeah, I knew that too. Got an A sign up. Woo! Waiting for a trifecta sale. Yes. I mean, if you guys haven't realized by now, your first A sale or gas sale has you.
Staying up the whole night.
Yeah. I didn't sleep the whole night. And then the Energic sale really makes your butt fall out of your pants. So I'm going to mute myself and Dezo, take it away.
All right, cool. Welcome to all the newbies that have come on tonight. Very excited, and this is the first step for all of you guys. I hope you have all come in with that long-term mindset, because what you're going to learn from a lot of people in this community, as far as myself and the people that brought you in, the other coaches and mentors, it will truly change your life. It has for me, and it continues to do so all the time. Now that I have, a team of my own as well, it only helps to, upgrade further and further. So, just stick it long term and you'll be sure to see success. Now, some of the things I wanted to get into tonight to upgrade everybody's business moving forward is that coming into this business, I feel that sometimes, a lot of people, they try and see the whole staircase before they, take the first step with a lot of things. And which brings me to what ABBAS and Safa set up in the files section when it comes to the steps to success ladder. Now, if you haven't downloaded that already, you make sure that you go and do that. Before I seen that ladder, I had a little way of sort of doing it myself as well. But it is essential that you do that first step, and that it is, working properly before you move on to the next one. And that first step, is being that you create a winning ad. Now, you create a winning ad with the post that's both the ad copy and the photo, the image, okay? Now, it's essential that you get that right, because for this business, you know, the lifeblood of your business is getting leads. Now, if you haven't got leads, why would you bother looking towards the next step, right? You have to look at getting leads. You have to concentrate and focus on that. You know, you can do all the other micromanaging stuff as far as, you know, like Brody and that says, you know, post once or twice a day on your page, so that your page flows, and so that when you're running an ad, the people that come to your page after seeing that ad, they then go on to, you know, you go on to keep their attention by posting every day or posting twice a day. Because if you're only posting here and there, you know, it gives off that vibe that you're not really that interested either. You know, that you haven't really got much to share as well. So first and foremost, that's the number one thing. Create the winning ad, okay? Before you even look any further ahead, create the winning ad. Now, your coach and mentors will go through, you know, a checklist for you to do before you even look at running an ad. But when it comes time for you to run that ad, make sure that is your first focus. Create that winning ad. Have the leads running in, okay? Now, when it comes to the ad copy on ads, I've heard, you know, we talk about looking at other people who have had successful ads. We've also talked about the book, Hypnotic Writing. But I don't think one thing that hasn't been touched on already is that the actual skill set when it comes to writing is called copywriting, okay? If you haven't heard of that before, because there's people, even with my team, they weren't aware of it. You know, copywriting is a very lucrative skill. When I heard the word copyright, I just thought it was, you know, that little C that goes next to a brand. But copywriting is a very lucrative skill. People that have this skill, you know, they travel the world and they're able to write from their laptops and smartphones as well, and get paid very well for that. You know, working for Fortune 500 companies and so on and so forth. These people know how powerful writing and the message is that they put across. So they hire people to do it who are an expert in that field. And it only makes sense that if you're wanting to become an expert in this field, that you become an expert at copywriting as well. So if you haven't got a winning ad yet, and you haven't been, you know, taking the right steps and trying to create a winning ad, you have to try and get that copywriting skill down packed first as well. So you know the right words, you know the action words, you know the adjectives that make people, you know, immerse themselves in your ad and see what it's about, okay? And be resourceful with it. So when I talk about copywriting, don't, you know, go away from here and ask people what's copywriting. You've got Google, you've got YouTube. We preach it a lot. You know, you've got the Google University, YouTube University. So use it. You know, I've wrote in myself, you know, copywriting for Facebook ads, you know, in Google, and go and have a look at it. Go and have a look at YouTube, whatever it might be. You know, you'll find it. You know, be resourceful. Now, when it comes to copywriting as well, one person that I come across who I felt is, yeah, he is an expert in the field. He travels around the world while copywriting for large companies, and they pay him big figures. They pay him over 5 figures a month just to copyright for, you know, different landing pages and funnels and all of this. And you'll find him, his name's Raymond Duke, okay? And if you go to raymondduke.com, write that down, go and have a look. He's got a blog, and he goes into a lot he's got a lot of blogs there that go into copywriting, okay? So if you're really looking to become an expert, immerse yourself in that. And I'm sure once all that starts to become very clear, you'll not only get better at writing, but you'll also just get better at communicating, you know, in general, when it comes to doing go lives, when it comes to doing videos, all these type of things, okay? All right, so raymondduke.com, make sure you've got that one written down. What's Holly Lake? Raymond, no, Raymond is RAYMOND, and then Duke is, yeah, DUKE.com. Okay, so you'll start to get a bit of a feel for it. You'll start to get, you'll start to learn, yeah, the words that you're supposed to use to, you know, evoke emotion and all that from different people as well. Okay, yeah, and in coming into this business, you know, success isn't given to you either. You know, we've seen, you know, some people, you know, fall out lately, and it's very disappointing because I feel like they didn't give themselves the chance to actually, you know, become their best self. You know, they're always looking at, I guess, like a monetary value, and they're not looking at, you know, the long-term vision. So if you haven't come into this with a long-term vision, looking at long-term wealth, then it's probably not going to work for you. You know, you need to look at the long-term. because it takes time to learn skills, to learn skill sets, to upgrade your mindset. It takes time, it takes patience. And that time that it takes to learn, you have to also be able to communicate that to other people, you know, to share value with them, to sell them. In this world, it's sell or be sold, right? So you've got to be able to sell somebody else, they've got to see the idea as how good you see it in your own head, okay? And if you can't communicate that to someone else, then you're going to have to try and get the skills to do that. And that's why we've got the things like the Jordan Belfort training. It's a $2,000 course that you get for free in there. 10 videos, changed my life. The way of thinking, not just with, you know, sales, but looking at, like I was touching on, the bigger vision, you know, that you're working towards. Goals are just micro actions in getting to a bigger vision and a long-term success, okay? Yeah, and when it comes down to it for me, you know, when it comes to ads and all these type of things, you know, we reach out to our coach and mentors for a bit of help, but at the end of the day, it's the market that chooses, you know, whether it's a successful ad. I'm just speaking for myself, but when I come into this business in the beginning, you know, I was a little bit, I guess, doubtful and fearful of just, I guess, going into the unknown, and it held me back a little bit in the beginning. But I'm very glad I've done it because it brought me to this stage where I'm now. I'm a completely different human 6 months on. Anybody who I'm surrounded with says that, and that's what other people have, you know, got to look forward to. Coming on this meeting and, you know, me talking now, like the person I was 6 months ago was a shadow of this person that I am now. So look forward to it. Look forward to becoming your best self, not only in the business, but just in life in general, you know, to go on, take these skills from like-minded people and put them into anything that you choose moving forward, okay? If I would have come into this business and I would have left it in Brody's hands, I tell you now, I'd be fucking nowhere, absolutely nowhere. He has coached and mentored me and guided me incredibly, but when it come to the business and that side of things, he gave me all the tools, all the resources that he could, but I had to go out and wanted it bad for myself. You know, I wanted it that bad because I knew how much what I come from sucked. It absolutely sucked because I already worked at what I thought was success for the last decade before I come into this, okay? I did all the things that I thought was success. You know, build the house, put money away in super, you know, all these type of things. And when you've done it for a decade and you realise you're no closer to freedom, I'm still going back to the same job, 12 hours a day, you know, that's where it completely changes, where you know that you're working towards something for yourself. You're working towards goals, you're working towards visions. You're waking up every morning, you know, inspired. You know, you're waking up every morning grateful to be around the people that we're around in this community, okay? And don't be afraid to pay to play when it comes to things as well. You know, coming into this business, a lot of us, you know, bought the trifectas and we dropped 10 grand on that shit, okay? That was just the first initial step, okay? 10 grand when it comes to a business is absolutely nothing, not a thing, you know, in the grand scheme of things. When you're talking about people who are millionaires and go on to be, you know, 7-figure earners, 8-figure earners, 9-figure earners, they invest hundreds of thousands, if not millions, into themselves along the journey. So this is just the very beginning, okay? All right, now, as I said, last Tuesday, I was able to go down and I was able to see Brent and Molly Orwell, and I was able to see, you know, how they spent their day. I wanted to see, you know, why they've been so successful, and I wanted to pass it on to my own team as well. Now, the biggest thing when it comes to seeing them guys and the and you know why they've achieved success was structure. You know, that was the major key that they had in place before anything else. You know, structure is the biggest key. If you don't have structure, you're not going to be ready to, you know, build a team and sell to other people. You know, you can't go out there on a wish. And it's something that I've been preaching about lately, because when I seen them and I thought I was structured, but when it come to Brent and Molly and they've got, you know, 2 kids of their own, it was on a whole nother level, an absolute whole nother level. You know, and that was, you know, incredible for me to see, because the structure that they had, their whole day was just in flow. Even with me being there as like part of a distraction, it was like, yep, we've got these things booked in. they're going into every single day with an intention, every single day, you know, and that's what I've set up now as well, is going into a week with, going into a month with the intention, going into a week with intention, and going into every day with an intention. I've said it before, I write down, you know, 6 tasks the night before that I go into the next day. And, you know, that's been one of the major keys for me in being productive, you know, being addicted to ticking them off. And if I finish the 6 tasks before the day is, you know, out or over, I reward myself by, you know, giving myself, you know, watching a YouTube video of something that I like, you know, MMA, boxing, whatever it might be. You know, reward yourself for ticking off those tasks, because subconsciously, if you keep ticking off tasks, you know, you'll continue to do it on a greater scale as you move forward. Now, a lot of you guys are in jobs, and I understand that, so 6 tasks might be a bit much, but even if you have to shorten it, if it's 2 or 3, you know, and just roll over. If you don't get things done, roll them over to the next day. But just be addicted and go to bed every night knowing that you've got things to work on, you know, with your business the following day. Because if you don't have anything that you're waking up for the next day, you're just going to wake up straight into chaos. We've talked about it before. You know, a lot of the time I put my, you know, phone on flight mode now before I go to bed, so that when I wake up the next day, I don't go straight to my phone. You know, I look at some of the tasks that I've got, and I'll bump them out on the laptop before I even look at my phone. Now, that's a major key, because when you are getting to a stage where you've got your own team, you're getting leads, all these type of things, you know, you don't have, the worst thing you can do is wake up in the morning, you know, look at your phone and it sends you straight into chaos because you got a bad message, or you got, you know, a negative comment or a negative message or whatever it might be, or someone who you thought was coming into the business and then they flaked out on it. So then it's put you in a bad mood. So just try and program your brain with all the right things. Okay, as far as what I do, I wake up in the morning. One of the first things I do is I jump in the shower. I have a YouTube video playing on a speaker, and you know, it's all positive stuff. You know, videos that we working with Adrian Wesley. If you're not familiar with him, reach out to your coaches and have them add you into his Power On movement group. But the videos that he shared for us, you know, reprograms your brain not only for success, but to just be in that positive, you know, grateful state all day long. And that's how it sets you out, and it sets the intention for your day, so that those negative things that come in once you do check your phone, you know, you don't spiral into a state of, you know, negativity, so to speak. Now, and touching on that too, for myself, you know, I really am at a stage now where I feel like I am in a bit of a flow state, you know, with the business. I'm very structured with what I do, and everything now I see the upside in the opportunity. In the beginning, I had some fears and doubts, and I would see the downside, you know, of the opportunity and things like that, and just be in my own head with it all. Whenever I reached out to Brody and we'd have a phone call, he would lift my spirits back up, because he would talk about it. He was in a positive space. He was in the business already 6 months before I come in, and his personal development that he worked on had got him to a stage where he could influence me. And that's what I was really grateful for, and knew that I was in, you know, the right place moving forward. Okay. And what I'd done, this is major for me. And whether it works for everyone, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it will. And it comes down to repetition. Okay, as I said, I would jump in the shower and I would listen to a YouTube video. When I have a shower, morning and night, I listen to the same YouTube video, you know, for 6 weeks straight, morning and night. By the end of the 6 weeks, I knew this 13-minute YouTube video off by heart. It was a Conor McGregor Law of Attraction video. Now, whether you like him or hate him, you know, you might find another video out there that you resonate with. But this one, for me, first time I heard it, you know, gave me goosebumps as far as, you know, what he achieved. And it was a Law of Attraction video. And as I said, then as you find, when you're able to recite like a whole video that's 13 minutes long, when it's playing, you find that becomes a part of your being. It becomes who you are. You know, if you've ever had like doubts and fears and that before, then you come out of that and you become the person that you've been listening to, because they're so positive and on such a high vibration. All right. Now, the last thing I'll touch on is just, when it comes back to the structure. So, I've been getting my team to do it lately. On Sundays, we look at, setting our intentions for that week ahead. I've got a whiteboard. I've got multiple whiteboards here in my office, but I've got one that's got my weekly structure set for the week ahead. Now, that always changes every Sunday, depending on what I've finished, whether I've done enough training of watching, Shauna Clark's ad videos or whatever it might be. If I've done enough of that, then I might change it the next week to something else. So set out your week's intentions, and then also set out your day's intentions as well. So every single day that I wake up, it's already set for me the week ahead, what I'm going to do. And then on top of that, I've got my other 6 tasks that I write down nightly as well, so that I wake up that next day and I know that if anything else has popped up outside of my weekly structure, it's put down for my daily structure. So that's pretty much it from me. I hope you guys have got some value from that and implement it in your own business. That's what I've used to, get to the level I am now in sort of like a 6-month period. And excited for what's to come. When you know that this is only 6 months of growth, and there's years ahead of me now on this path that is so fulfilling and so inspiring. It makes me very excited. So grateful for all you guys, and thanks.
Well, that was amazing.
Yes.
I don't know how to follow that, but I will say thank you so much, Des.
We're actually speaking about how far he's come.
Yeah, like
I remember the first time I met you.
Yeah, like honestly, like I remember your first time speaking on a Zoom, how nervous you were, and how awkward you were. Like you're like shy. Now you come out of your shell. It just goes to show how far you can come in such a long amount of time, but only if you apply yourself. So I want to go through some really, really important steps. Unfortunately, over the past couple of weeks, I found that people think this whole business is uploading content. Now, it's not just uploading content. It is a massive step in your business, but it's only the first step. Because the first step in the millionaire success cycle is attraction. So even though you don't have success in this business yet, it doesn't mean you have to share your content and how you've succeeded. No. Your content, when you first start, the first month, your content is absolutely crucial. Let me tell you why. So the first 2 weeks of your business is so crucial because you should be uploading 1 to 2 content a day to build social proof with your followers as well as Facebook. Facebook wants to know that it's your real person. Not only are we supposed to be unique and stand out from the crowd, got to step out of the box with your content, guys. So don't be afraid to take some photos apart, learn your apps, learn how to really use an app called Word Swag. Shauna Clark uses it to really, really uplift and think outside the box with her content. Now, as I said, we want to build social proof. So once Facebook knows that you're true, you're a real person, as well as your followers. So the first major step in your business, in any business, is attraction.
Yeah, the millionaire.
Okay, it's the millionaire cycle. So you need to bring attraction to yourself. So I feel like a lot of people kind of get stuck on content. And let me just show you what you guys should be doing for how you should be coming across content. Everything that you guys do day to day can be content. You read a book, that can be content. You go on your laptop, that can be content. Your boss scolded you, yelled at you for not going to the bathroom, that's content. You go down the road for a walk and you're smelling the fresh air and the leaves and hear the birds singing, that's content. What was the name of the app? Word Swag. WORDSWAG. Word Swag. So anything that you do is content. And don't be afraid to constantly document your day. Your Facebook page is your documentation of how you've come across from a long way. So what ABBAS and I were talking about is we're actually going to go back to, you started
just analyze, how far we have come, from my first go live and until the day you joined me and all that kind of stuff, how far, like how good we were.
You started on the 9th of January?
Yeah, yep.
So the 9th of January, ABBAS did, from 9th of January to about the 15th of January, ABBAS did his first go live. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull that go live out, download it, and I'm going to show everyone the progress we've done throughout the year. Now, if you guys are new, bear that in mind. Keep that up, because that's what's going to really resonate with your viewers. Okay? If you're new, that's okay. If you haven't got up the courage to do your first go live, go do it. Because that first step, that butterfly in your stomach, means you're breaking out of that comfort zone. When you see those butterflies, when you feel those butterflies, it means you're going to achieve something great. So your comfort zone is meant to be left behind. Your comfort zone is meant to be pushed away. Your comfort zone is meant to be left with the old you. You guys are already in this business. You guys are already in this business. You guys have already told yourselves, I deserve better than what I have right now. You've already may set the intention. So let's get you out of that comfort zone. And how do you get out of that comfort zone, guys? Upload new content, level up, come to the Zoom meetings. Do what you need to do to get out of the life that you're in. Because the old person, your old you, got you a normal, your lifestyle that you have now, the lifestyle that you have. And the new person is the lifestyle that you want. So why not take the steps necessary to do that? And the first way you do that is by truly applying yourself. This business is much more than just uploading content. And I'll go into that, okay? This business is, learning how to speak to your leads, learning how to sell yourself, learn how to, sell yourself in a way. And what I mean by that is people buy people. People don't buy an agent, guys. People buy people. People buy you. So what is it great that you have that people want to see? Are you energetic? Are you a positive person? Are you a very fun-loving social person? Who are you? So go out on a self-discovery journey and find out who you are, because people buy people. And people want to be mentored with people that they like. Okay?
I believe there's also exercise that I asked about 5 of my close friends I grew up with, and I asked them what's the 3 positive sides about me. The most you get, like an example, if one of them says you're uplifting and the other 2 says you're uplifting, go with that. If you keep getting the same answer, obviously that's what you really are. So, ask your closest friend you grew up with. It could be 1 friend, 2 friends, but I believe, ask more than 1 friend.
Okay, so that's a really good thing.
That's what I've done.
Okay.
Because this is because you see something. Because your friends might see you like in a different way than you might see yourself. You know what I mean? So that's why go ask your close friends. What do you think of me? What characters do I have? Go ask 5 different people, 3 different people, or the more friends you have, the more better.
So it's a social exercise that you guys can do with your friends.
Yeah.
So go ask the 5 most closest people to you.
Yes, the most I got was go-getter. I was a go-getter. I was very determined. Stuck up in a brotherhood and all that kind of stuff.
So that's your moral. Yeah.
Kind of stuff,
So obviously what he did was he found a way to find who he is.
Because I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know who I am.
Yeah, so he found a way the way people see him, 5 most closest friends, the way they see him, and he molded it to a way that he can really apply himself in his business in self-discovery. Okay? And what we do now is we base our business, our content on that. You see us talking about family, time, brotherhood, love, loyalty. We're uplifting all the time. We're sharing different funny things. Today we did a go live. We were saying jokes. So if you guys haven't watched that, go and watch it. Try and step out of the norm. Okay, try and really resonate with your viewers, because try and share something that they're going to resonate with. People don't like to be spoken down to. People like to be uplifted. So if you're uplifting someone, most likely they're going to come back to you. People are going to come back to you.
Go above and beyond. You can go to places that there's no waiting list. When you go to like a different place where their waiting list is for 6 months, and you're willing to wait for that person, even though the person next door has no waiting list. But why would you want to wait for that person? Why are people lining up in that line to give them your money? Because he goes above and beyond. There's not average people. There's a lot of average people out there. There's so many average people out there. The world wants, amazing people. Like amazing people that go above and beyond. So go above and beyond, and people will be waiting just to give you the money. But the world needs great people. So become great.
And I will say this, guys. It's what you don't know is what costs you money.
Yeah.
Let me say that again.
Denmark says that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you
on a 3 hour. I'm just in love with him. I was on a 3 hour webinar with Denmark on Thursday. Oh, I've learned so much. I've got so much to
We
give
have
out.
so
And
much
I can't give it out
value.
in literally 20 minutes, 40 minutes. It goes for 3 hours.
So I'll say that again, that quote that I just read out. What you don't know is what costs you money. So if you don't know how to speak to your leads, you're costing yourself money. If you don't know how to run an ad, you're costing yourself money. If you don't know how to upload proper content, you're costing yourself money. If you don't know how to completely establish and continue to attract people to you, you're costing yourself money. So why don't you do yourself a favor and stop being scared of the unknown and learn something that's going to truly uplift
So
yourself.
whatever you don't know, like, there is university for Facebook, there is classes for Facebook. Go,
Yeah.
go spend a bit of money instead of you just, hoping and guessing that this is right. Go and learn.
Or better yet, guys, go look at the marketing mechanics in ACE.
Yeah.
I literally just watched one video a couple months ago and I got so much value out of it. Do you know what I mean? Use the resources that we have to truly, truly benefit yourselves and truly make your business. I can't is an excuse. I don't have time is just an excuse. If you go work 12 hours for a boss, come back and work at least 1 hour on yourself.
100%.
If you go and work 15 hours for your boss, come back and work 2 hours for yourself. Where do you come back in this equation? You got to fill up your own cup, guys. Your coaches and your mentors are here to guide you and support you no matter what you need. We're here. No way, no how. But it's up to you to execute your business on the way you want it. We're busy building our businesses. We want you to build your businesses because every single individual on this meeting, there's 96 participants, has something truly magical about them. And you're just waiting. People are just waiting for your moral, your vision, your dream to resonate with them, for them to reach out. So why hold yourself back from the world? Why keep yourself locked in a cupboard for the world? The moment you step out of that comfort zone, you open up a door of possibilities for yourself.
100%. I'm pretty sure Liz can agree with that.
100%. I'm just going to go for the chat.
100%.
Word swag.
Yeah, just to touch on that too, a lot of, when it comes to posting and all that as well, what we're looking to do is what was the reason that you come into this business? Always come back to that, and you'll find if you make your content about that, you're promoting your truths, you're promoting the reason why you come in, and you're promoting the reason why they should look at it as well. Because there's a lot of frustrated people out there with the system that they've gone through. That's exactly where I was at. That's why I started on this. I don't like the whole, like sort of fake it till you make it type of thing in this. I feel like you promote your truths, you promote who you are, and that will shine through, and it will, your vibe attracts your tribe. That's what will really come through. And they're the people that you want on the journey as well. You don't want to fake it till you make it, and then you end up with a bunch of people in your team that you didn't want to attract, because for one, you're not going to vibe with them. For two, you're probably not going to want to coach them, and for three, you'll find that your business will just suffer. So really think about that. When you're doing your posts, is this true to me and what I want to put out there? And you'll find by, like I was saying, looking at copywriting, all these type of things, I get the way now. You start writing, a post, and the words just flow from there. And if you look out and you seek, other positive stuff, sometimes I look at, Instagram positive pages on there, and even if I see a quote that I resonate with, I'll see the quote, and then that quote will be enough for me to brainstorm, 3 paragraphs into a post sort of thing. So just know that, keep that very, key to what you're doing when it comes to go lives and everything. We've all got our own story, right? ABBAS and Safa, they're leaders. Brody's a leader. Brody's a single man. ABBAS and Safa, they've got 2 kids. They're not going to have the same whys. They're not going to have the same truths. They didn't come from the same backgrounds of work. You've got your own background of work. I was a truck driver and machine operator. Whatever you were in, and the reason that made you, take up this opportunity, mine was 10 years of, frustration, because I look back on the last decade and realized that, it was all just for a paycheck, and I got no closer to, freedom at the end of the day, no closer to actually living, how I wanted to be, that sort of the things that get you excited, like when you're a child or when you're still in school, involved in, sports or hobbies that you really love to do. because that's what we're looking to get back to. And it's the type of business that you sacrifice now, you put, a few years of your life towards it. And then at the end of the day, you'll get the fruits from that labor. And that's why this is such a better idea to commit to than what you've previously been in, because we already know where that leads. If I was to continue to do it, sure, it was like a comfortable income, but at the end of the day, it was 12-hour days for 6 days a week. I didn't have any life, and that continued for year after year. So realize what you're really committing to here. And if you are that driven of where you want to go, the reason why you started, you will make it happen as long as that's that long-term vision.
That's 100% right. I can't even, wow. Like I said, you come so far, Des, it's amazing. And I want to touch on something that's truly, it's going to resonate with a lot of you, because I've seen in the chat that we've constantly been told to fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Now, I'm not saying that that's wrong, but to me, I would rather see someone's vulnerable side than someone's fake side. So if you do a go live and you muddle up and you start laughing, giggling, and you're so nervous, that to me is more funny and more resonating than someone being fake and, oh my God, I just went to Starbucks and I bought this and I bought that. That to me is more resonating. I love that. I would buy from someone that's that. But is that what you guys are really protruding in your content? So I want to give you guys a tip that Instagrammers really follow. If you guys are stuck on content, go on the social calendar. Go on Instagram and go to the social calendar. For example, a couple of days ago, it was mental health day or mental illness day. You could have done a content video about that, or you can do a content about that, about how,
So what's trending?
Yeah, what's trending in your thing. You can truly level up your content from the social calendar, and you can use the hashtag on Facebook. So, hashtag mental illness day or hashtag, pancake day, anything like that. We have a massive social calendar. Nearly every single day is something. So Instagram has actually used those hashtags to update those content because they're trending on that day. So your content is more likely to be seen on that day, depending on how awesome your content is. So I actually want you guys to try and step out of the norm. So I actually went on YouTube to learn about that. Okay. So don't be afraid to kind of go off the tracks just a little bit, because guess what? That's what's going to differentiate you from the next person. I'm different from the person down the street, even though we do magic two ways. We have very different, styles, two different, niches. It completely depends on how you, deliver that. So with your content, what kind of messages are you sending across? I can really sit here and say, Brody has a can do, I don't care attitude. And if I resonate with that, I'm going to reach out to him.
Well, I did. I resonated with
Exactly.
him.
If we're all about family and time and, uplifting everything, hey, if I want that, I'm going to reach out to them. So what style do you have that people are going to resonate with you? Jeremiah O'Keefe.
It's private. No one can see it.
Yeah. So what kind of style or what kind of traits or what kind of niche or what kind of message are you sending across in your content that's going to get people out of their seat, jumping at the screen, wanting to know you? Okay. I've had so much people come into this business because they just want to be around us. That's fine with me. I don't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
It's true. They're actually always around us.
Yeah, and they're always around us. Some people just want friends. I want friends. I don't have any friends. You guys are all my friends.
Believe me, and if you jump on YouTube, you actually see videos of people actually looking for friends.
Yeah.
A lot of them joking.
Yeah.
Look it up.
It just goes to show that social media, you got 3.7 billion people on Facebook. If one person says, I don't have the time, that's completely fine. Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show that who you are, don't be afraid. Someone's going to resonate with you. But you guys need to grow in order to truly get the most out of everything. So that's what I want to say. I'm just going to go through the comments. You can say something, Des. I just got more comments. Got to find it.
No, I'm all talked out now. Gave my passion. No, I guess, has anyone I guess, got any questions or
I was
anything?
going to ask that. Yeah, I was going to ask that. Does anyone have any questions? So it could be anything. You can be your story. You know, Des just gave you a little bit of insight into his story. If you guys want to truly ask a leader something, you know, go ahead. You know, there's no wrong or right answers as long as it's respectful in the boundaries.
Where's Jeremiah? Jeremiah, say something.
Yeah, Jeremiah, where are you, man? Going on, everybody? Yeah, tell me about it.
Tinkering around. Yeah.
Go on, bud.
What's going on? What's happened?
Hey, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on here.
There is a lot of people, and I'm about to go through the chat, so maybe you can give us a bit of an insight, because now we have more than 3 leaders on this panel. So I'm just going to check the chat. Ben and Annika asks, how do you stay motivated? Okay, so let me just say this. From my perspective, you need to self-motivate. Your coaches and your mentors have nothing to do with you. You need to self-motivate. There are days that I cannot be bothered. That's honest truth. That's the truth. There are days where I cannot be bothered, but I have my list, like Des was saying to me, and I need to get through the things on my list. And then the other time that I'm not getting through my list, I'm stuffing my face with chocolate. There's times where I just don't want, man. It's normal. But it's your love for success and your love for the climb. Find your love for the climb, and you got to find passion in what you're doing. See, my passion always was photography. I used to do it as a hobby. His sister's a photographer. I just love taking photos. So when I'm not working on my business, I'm editing my photos. But in that sense, I'm still working on my business because I'm still working on my content. When I'm not motivated, self-motivated to speak to anyone on the outside world, I kind of stay in my confined space and I work on myself, because I want people to resonate with my message. And it's completely normal to have your down days, guys, but you make sure the next day, you're allowed to have 1 day off, but that next day you come back harder and bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, touching on that too, I think, you know, one of the big things is that, you know, what I've touched on here tonight as well, when it comes to, you know, structure and all these type of things, once you put that in place, you'll find that, you know, you do have more motivation because you're waking up and you're ready. You've set the intention already. And at the end of the day, your business doesn't care about your feelings, all right? You know, it has to get done. If you've got that greater vision, like I was saying, you know, whether it's a year's time, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it might be, if you've got that greater vision that you really want to achieve it, you'll find the motivation. And then you've got to break that down in, you know, micro steps from that 5-year period. And that's why it's essential to every month set your intention for the month, set your intention for the week, and set your intention for every day when you wake up. And then you'll continue to find the motivation. And then through those, you know, like your YouTube University and all that sort of stuff, once you find people that you resonate with on there, you know, you then find that you listen to their videos over and over, you drum it in, and you become motivated. You know, I get up now and even with my partner, you know, she talks to me and it's like, you know, I'm a completely different person as far as I just only see upside and positivity. I'm losing my voice because I'm not used to talking this much. But yeah, I only see upside and positivity. It's just how I am. And the reason why I become that way is because I've drummed it in, you know, so much from these YouTube videos that it's not a joke, you know, that's been the biggest thing. Once you listen to stuff repetitiously, you become what you become what your environment is. If you're somebody who, like me, my past was always, you know, partying and because you're in that, you know, set motion from working 6 days a week, you know, and then the release is to go and, you know, party and drink and all these things. But when you actually, you know, have purpose and you're spending your spare time, you know, only by programming your mind with positive things and motivational videos and stuff that inspires you to, you know, keep moving on your journey, it becomes a part of your being. So if you're very early on, that's what you've got to look forward to as this journey progresses. Because I know, like, I mean, the time that I've known ABBAS and Safa as well, you know, they've changed over the 6-month period that I've known them. And we'll continue to do so because now we're out of that big snooze of being in a job and all this sort of stuff. where you just, where you're just flatlining every single day. The alarm clock goes off and you're just dreading it all the time. And then you can't wait for your day to finish. So that's the big picture. That's the motivation. That's what we're working towards. And if it takes, 5 years to get there, who cares? The time's going to go past anyway. If you're in a job for 5 years, or you've already been in one for 5 or longer, you know where that's led you to in this point right now. So it's already been proof enough by the people who have come away from their jobs, myself, ABBAS and Safa, Brody, all the rest, that this shit works. But you've got to take it serious, not as a hobby.
Go.
Yeah, man, honestly, that was great. Loved it. Yeah, see, sometimes I also lose motivation. So what I have is at 9, 1300 and 1700. So 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Sorry, I always like to say 24-hour time.
Security guard.
Security guard. So what I do is I've got a reminder on my phone. It tells me, Abbas, are you inventing something new to avoid the importance?
Which means, have you basically?
I'm trying to invent something new so I can avoid what I have to be doing.
So it's like a mental reminder.
Times,
It's like a mental reminder.
Because sometimes I do tend to get off track, and I have to remind myself 3 times a day. It's like, hey, what am I doing right now that's so important? I can't do, what I should be doing. Yeah, I should be doing my work. Not be doing this.
So I guess that's something else that you guys can contribute. Set reminders 3 times a day. Safa, have you done this? Or Abbas, have you done that? That kind of stuff. I'm just going to go through the chat because I've seen a couple of questions. Where do you find the social calendar? You can just find it on Google. Just write social event calendar for Instagram. When you say getting through your list, is that a business items or everyday items?
The way I look at it is the smaller the list, the better. Yeah, some people like to stack their list. The books I've read, the 4-Hour Work Week, it's just the most important stuff, like the stuff that needs to be done. Example, if you need to check your ads, check your ads. That's very, very important. You must check your ads, important stuff, not just, stuff that, like you're trying to stack on to make yourself look busy. Yes, you have on your plate, like stuff likes to say that fill up your cup, I like to say empty your cup. That's the way Denlock, I follow Denlock's ways. I like to automate everything. Like I'm talking about everything. If I can make my life easier, like having the Google inside my house popularize for me, I have it. Anything makes my life easier, I'll do it.
So when we say, make your own list, guys, it could be, reach out to your new members in your team, upload content, check your ads, read, meditate, do a go live, the stuff like that, stuff that you need to do, stuff that you have to do, to feel 1, accomplished, and 2, not to procrastinate. So if you have a list of 10 things to do that day, you're not procrastinating because you're going through the list and you're ticking it off. So do that kind of stuff. I'm just going to go through the chat again. Your goals don't care about your feelings? Hell yes, they don't.
That's true.
What's your morning routine? So Paul, okay, our morning routine will be different.
Mine always changed, to be honest.
Yeah, ours always changed.
When I first started, it was completely different because my mindset was kind of very negative. So when I first started, I remember I used to I had Les Brown. I used to listen to Les Brown. It was a 7-minute video. Like they said, I knew it off by heart. It used to get me all the time. And the first thing I used to do is, don't laugh at me, guys. I used to act like I was paralyzed. Like as soon as I wake up, my alarm woke me up, I used to act like I'm paralyzed. I used to tell myself I'm paralyzed. And this will be my first step ever. This will be my first time ever moving my hands. So I can be grateful for that step because some people can't get out of bed. Some people don't even fucking have eyes. You know what I mean? And we got that. Do you guys give thanks to that? So the time you actually realize that, I've got hands, I can get up on myself, I can go to the toilet by myself, you're actually grateful for it. You're really in a great mood. So that's what got me, motivated at the beginning. Now I don't do that no more, to be honest.
So attitude for gratitude. But in saying that, like our routine will be different to Des and Brody's because we have kids. So we actually, for those who have kids will understand, they usually like to wake up from the crack of dawn.
So we wake up before
them. We don't touch our phones until we have fixed whatever needs to fix. Read, meditate, check our ads because that's the first thing we do. We have to check our ads because sometimes, fortunately, it just turns off. So that's our main thing. And then by then, our children wake up, we give them breakfast, we take them to childcare. when we come back, then we start our business. We upload the content, we do all the stuff that we need to do for the business, but we don't stick ourselves right in front of a screen. We did at the beginning, but we don't stick ourselves in front of a screen. What do we do is ABBAS does an hour, I do an hour. ABBAS does an hour, I do an hour. That's how we do it though. So you guys can choose to do that however you want. You guys can completely do that however you want, but that's just a little bit of gratitude. Yeah, we don't touch our phones.
And a good example, a good like routine as well. What Dave has put in the Team Alpha Omega, the pin post in the Team Alpha Omega group. So if you're looking for a bit of a routine, look at following that as well.
Yep.
Jeremiah, you have something to say, Jeremiah?
Yeah. So I've had this chick from the US. She created this Facebook, Instagram. Well, she created this sales / social media training, and it's motivated by Grant Cardone, right? She loves Grant Cardone, and her training is called the 10X training, and she's got all type of golden training in there. Anyway, months ago, I actually got introduced to her through a lead that never ended up signing up. And me and her built a really, really good relationship, and she's full on online and everything. She's 19. She's like a Facebook and Instagram queen. And she took my followers. So I had 100. I was posting content once a day on Instagram. I had 100 followers on Instagram, and I was doing my Instagram. I had Instagram for like 2-3 months, reading all the books, doing all my research about Instagram, just can't seem to get the followers up. Anyway, she messaged me one day and she says something about my Instagram or whatnot. And I said, yeah, okay, sure, no worries. Anyway, cut a super long story short, I hired her for 2 months, right? $400 US a month. Her prices are different now, but $400 US a month. She was running my Instagram. And no, sorry, $297. So 400 Australian. She was running my Instagram, and she took me from 100 followers to, I think now, nearly 2,000 followers in 2.5 months. I was just like, you've got to, and they're quality followers, like quality shit. And not only that, I said, okay, so what else will you do for me? She says, don't even go near your Instagram. That's what I'll do for you. I said, really? She's like, yep, I'll post content every day for you. I'll reply all your comments. I'll get you followers. The only thing you have to do is reply messages if someone DMs you. I think that's what Instagram's called, direct message or something. I was like, yeah, right, okay, done deal. And I was just talking to her today, and I've actually given her a little bit more. I don't get me wrong, I enjoy content. I love content. Content's important. If you're not posting content, don't be in the game, right? I love content, but I'm getting to the point now, like, I'm so busy. It's like, sometimes I'm so full on, like I try to stick to my routine. My routine is my personal development first before anything. But sometimes I get bombarded with different shit in the morning that I'm not in a creative mindset. And I don't want to be that guy that just quickly goes to Pinterest or Google and types off motivational quotes and freaking just copy and paste, like I want quality content. If you don't put effort in your content, if you don't put quality, you got to put quality in your content, quality, right? And like for me to upload quality content, I've got to sit in my room. I've got to like freaking shut my eyes and just relax for 15-20 minutes to get in a creative mindset. Then I upload shit. But this chick, what I'm doing now is for $13 Australian, right? Which is mostly our lunches at work, for $13 Australian a day. She's looking after my Instagram account and my Facebook business page account now. She'll post content every single day on my business page. You don't post content every day on Instagram. She's an absolute freaking expert at all of this stuff. She says with Instagram, you don't post every day. It's not like Facebook. With Instagram, you post like 2 to 3 posts, and then but every second or third day. You don't post one post every single day. Like I'll go on my Instagram and she hasn't posted anything for like 3 days. And then I'll wake up the next morning and she's uploaded 3 pieces or 4 pieces of like sick ass content, like really good content. You know what I mean? And I look at the shit, like I look at my content and then I'll look at her content. I'm like, shit, I should have hired you ages ago. Right. But her stuff's really, really good. So I'm actually really, really excited for her to take over my business page as well, because I'm getting to the point now. I just can't be fagged with the Facebook, content. Especially when I'm like so busy to the point where, you know what I mean. Like I want my quality. I want my content to remain quality. I don't want to remain content and reduce quality. I want to keep them both the same. So I've hired her for like 13 Australian dollars a day. She's looking after my Facebook page account. She'll even do my comments for me. I said, how do you want to work comments out? And she said, well, because I told her, like, with comments, it's important to spark up a conversation. She's like, why are you telling me stuff I already know? I'm like, oh, sorry. Right. And then she was like, what? She said, look, when it comes to simple comments like, hey, or how you going, or watching the replay, she says, I'll spark up conversation with those. It's easy. But when it comes to like long comments, something that I can't really spark up, I'll just leave it to you. And I said, that's fine. That's more than fine. You know what I mean? So I don't need to make time every day to now go and do my own content. She'll go and do my content for me. You know what I mean? And so on and so forth. All I got to do, go out one day, shoot 20, 30 photos. She's very resourceful as well. Like, there was a time that I hadn't sent her photos for ages. So she went and stalked my personal page, went and grabbed a whole bunch of photos because she understands our game very well. She knows it's all about the pose, and freaking just sometimes looking in the camera and all that wink wank stuff, right? So she understands what we're doing. She understands the content that we need. Sometimes she'll go and stalk my Facebook page. Very, very, like the first 2 months when I was in this business kind of stuff, grab photos from there. Sometimes she'll go stalk my personal profile and go and grab a whole bunch of photos that she knows she can use, right? Then she'll throw her own words on it. She'll throw, a logo on it, stuff like that, so on and so forth. But yeah, some of you that are following me on Instagram, go to my Instagram page. All the content, not me, not touching it. I don't even know how to use Instagram. I got an account and handed it over to her. She was like, oh, have you done this? I'm like, what's that? Oh, when you hit the heart button, you can check your comments. I'm like, oh, cool. So like, I'm like on training wheels when it comes to Instagram. But yeah, so that's just something for you guys as well if you, interested or whatnot. So anyway,
that's definitely helpful. Thanks for that, Jeremiah. It just goes to show, guys.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey, Polly. What's up?
Signal, I used to jump in and say, Ozzy, it's not social proof enough that putting in the hard work from the get-go in your business gets you to a point where you can automate shit and pay other people. Then I don't know what more we can say. That's social proof right there, Jez. Mad props to you, bro. This meeting's been gold. You've really dropped some awesome value. Guys, biggest one I've got from videos lately is what would the person you want to be tomorrow do today? Think of that. Like, lift yourself up and remember why you started this. Those questions in the ACE step 2, reopen that shit and read what you wrote. Because I know damn well when I joined Gaz and come over to ACE and did those questions for the second time, they lit up my goosebumps again just as much as they did the first time, because it's the first time I ever actually entered that headspace and realm of goal setting and vision and stuff. So don't forget where you come from, where you started and where you want to be, because this business can take you places. It is a long-term game. I 100% agree with that, bro. We're here to leave a legacy, and this shit don't happen overnight. So keep killing it. Love yous all.
Heck yeah. I remember when I first met ABBAS, he wasn't sitting in that chair, that's for sure. I'll never forget it. He struggled with his first ad, and Brody called me up. I was like, oh, how do I get this ad approved? I'm like, okay, cool, let's jump on a Zoom. And I was like, well, there's your problem. You got too many U's. And then freaking bang, it got approved. And the next thing I know, I'm getting emails left, right, and center from an AG saying, oh, ABBAS just signed up this. ABBAS just signed up that.
I reached 3A in 2 weeks, eh?
Yeah. And then you won the Evo.
The gimbal.
I didn't even know it was part of the competition because I came after it was announced. Yeah.
It just goes to show, guys. It just goes to show this business is amazing. It's changing lives. I mean, you just heard it first. Make so much money, you can automate that stuff. But until then, let's make some money. Much love. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to stop recording now.